Welcome back, it's me, Lou. Okay, for today's video, we are featuring part 4 of my special Boba Fett series. So in this series of videos, we're focusing more on the older 3 3/4 scale action figures. Boba Fett's a great character, and with all the interest being generated with the upcoming Book of Boba Fett television show, I thought now would be a great time to just do a deep dive and take a look at some of the older Boba Fett figures that we gotten, throughout the decades. So if you haven't watched, parts 1 through 3, I suggest you check those out now. So let's get started. We're gonna take a look at two different Boba Fett action figures we have. On the left, we have Attack of the Clones Boba Fett, as seen in the Kamino Escape. And then on the right, we have a special 2-pack that was exclusive to Toys R Us. This is Boba Fett, Orphan to Bounty Hunter, Legacy of the Dark Side. Alright, so let's start with this guy here. So this action figure of Boba Fett, this features Boba Fett as a child, as portrayed by actor Daniel Logan. This is how he's seen in Attack of the Clones. This action figure came out almost 20 years ago. This is dated 2002. So it's crazy for me to think that this figure is, God, it's almost 20 years old. That's insane. It's 2021 right now. So yeah, in a little bit, this figure's going to be like 20 years old. And little Daniel Logan is all grown up. So this action figure is pretty cool. As you can see here, we have Daniel Logan as Boba Fett. He kind of comes with that poncho that he wears because it's like raining. It's kind of like when Boba Fett tells him, or when Jango Fett tells him, get your stuff, we're taking off. Because like Obi-Wan's he's like snooping around on Kamino, and then Jango knows it's time for them. They kind of overstayed their welcome because Obi-Wan's asking questions, and then they kind of have that little scuffle on the landing platform. So it's cool. We have Kid Boba here. He's wearing the poncho. He's dual wielding his dad's blasters. If you wanted to, you could throw the Jango Fett helmet onto Boba, and same with the jetpack. And, it's not, he didn't wear that in the movie, but it's still kind of cool. Now, if you look behind him, there's actually like a cardboard insert here. So it's almost like a really kind of like mini display diorama. So if you took this figure out of the box, you could display that little cardboard insert behind the figure, so you have like a small little mini display. On the back, it's Attack of the Clones, and a brief description. 10 years after the fight to save Naboo from invasion, the galaxy is on the brink of civil war. Under the leadership of a renegade Jedi, thousands of solar systems threaten to secede from the Galactic Republic. A courageous Jedi Knight, his impulsive and headstrong apprentice, and a queen-turned-senator are drawn into the heart of the conflict and the beginning of the war. And over here we have Boba Fett. He was released in 2002, and this is figure number 7 in this series. The offspring of the resourceful and dangerous Jango Fett, young Boba was trained by his father in the art and skill of bounty hunting. The tragic events that soon befall Boba will give rise to a fierce desire and determination to become the galaxy's most feared bounty hunter. So they're kind of alluding to after Jango dies, Boba is going to go down this dark road and, pretty much fill his father's shoes and become the next big badass in the galaxy. So this figure is kind of neat. So here's the Daniel Logan figure, and without the poncho, he's kind of wearing that Kamino training gear that all the new clones kind of wear. His poncho is removable. He has Mitronomon Z6 jetpack. So I guess that's what Boba Fett's jetpack's called. He has his Mandalorian helmet with the rangefinder and the 2 blasters and with blast effects. So the blast effects are kind of cool because you can either attach the blast effects to the jetpack, or you can remove them and attach them to the gun to make them look like they're firing. Some other figures in this assortment include Shaak Ti, the Jedi Master, Captain Typho, the head of security, and also the Tusken Raider female with the Tusken child. Collect them all. So this action figure actually does not belong to me. This belongs to my brother. So around this time period, I kind of like bowed out of collecting Star Wars figures for a little bit. And my brother continued to collect them. I mean, I'd buy a figure here and there, but this figure belongs to my brother's collection. And some years ago, he's like, you just take my toys. So I took his toys, and his action figures are actually displayed alongside mine on this wall. So I just have a giant wall of just like, Star Wars action figures, especially from this line of toys, and it looks beautiful when they're all grouped and displayed together. So, I am nostalgic for this time period, but I didn't collect this line specifically. But I was very fortunate that my brother did, because it allows me to, for one, have this video to talk about this. But at the same time, it gives me something to, look back on and appreciate. And I think this was, at the time, a really cool line of action figures. One of my close friends collected this line of toys also. So, yeah, it's cool. I dig Boba Fett. I love Kid Boba. I loved Kid Boba in the Clone Wars cartoon. And I'm fingers crossed, I am really, really hoping that Daniel Logan appears in the book of Boba Fett. Either in a flashback, or, this some scene or whatever. I know it'd be fun to see. I'm excited to see Tamora Morrison. And I think I'd be even more excited to see Daniel Logan reprise his role. So, fingers crossed on that. So moving forward, we're going to take a look at another Kid Boba figure. And this belongs to Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack. You can see the Toys R Us stamp right here. Toys R Us exclusive. And we have Boba Fett, from Orphan to Bounty Hunter, Legacy of the Dark Side. So this 2-pack gives us two versions of Boba Fett. We have Kid Boba, and then we have Adult Boba. And I believe this figure, I want to see parts of this figure. I'm not 100% sure if this is a complete reuse of this one. The poses are the same, the sculpting looks very similar, but I'm not 100% sure if this is a complete recast of this figure. It might be. So there's a good chance that this figure is just taking the old figure and repackaging it. Likewise, I believe this Boba Fett figure might be a repackage of an older one also. But it's cool nonetheless. That's the thing with Hasbro and the Star Wars figures, especially with the vintage collection stuff. There's a lot of figures that you're getting that are new, but technically speaking, they're not new. They might be just repackaged and updated older figures. Like this figure here came out in 2002. This 2-pack came out in 2010, so 8 years later. But I want to see. I think it's these are just older figures. But nonetheless, this is cool. I love 2-packs. This one's awesome. It's cool how they give you the image of Kid Boba in the foreground and an older adult Boba in the back. I love how the window frames both figures. They're opposite of each other. The jetpack's in the middle. It looks great. Boba only has, Kid Boba has the dual blasters that his dad has. And then this figure has the rifle. On the back, cool image. There's when we first meet Boba in Attack of the Clones in their apartment. The dark events of young Boba Fett's life shape his destiny as a notorious bounty hunter. As a boy, he stands in awe of his father, Jango Fett. When Boba is suddenly left alone in the world, he uses his grief and anger to become a ruthless and powerful hunter feared by anyone who crosses his path. So that's really awesome. Here's a picture of adult Boba from Return of the Jedi when Luke cuts his blaster in half. Some of the other exclusive 2-packs, there was an Anakin and a Darth Vader. This one was really cool. So you got pre-Cyborg Grievous, and then you got Cyborg General Grievous. So that was a really cool. I have this. I think I have this set. I'm not sure if I have the Vader one, but this one I do have. I love this package design a lot. I believe this line of action figure came out around the time of when the Star Wars animated Clone Wars series was on TV. And I don't know, I think it's really cool. Very cool figure. So yeah, this is kind of like a short look at some of the different Boba Fett figures we've gotten over the years. And in this video, more specifically, we're taking a look at Kid Boba. Kid Boba is like a really cool character. I loved his appearance in the Clone Wars animated series. It was really cool especially when they explored his like relationship with like Hondo and some of the other bounty hunters. And I'm really excited if he appears in the Book of Boba Fett. I think, especially with Daniel Logan's age right now, I think he's at the perfect age where they can do flashbacks and show him as Boba Fett, as a young adult Boba Fett, when he's just kind of like falling into place into the role of a bounty hunter. So that that's what I'm really hoping for. I'm really hoping that we get to see Daniel Logan reprise his role. So it's kind of cool, to actually have figures of Kid Boba right here. Boba Fett's a cool, iconic character, and with the upcoming TV show, his popularity is going to grow even more so. So if you are a new collector, I really, suggest you kind of do your homework and explore the world of Boba Fett. There's so many action figures out there. Really look hard beyond, the more recent and, modern stuff like the Black Series and Vintage Collection. If you do a deep dive, I'm sure you'll find some little, treasures and gems in the giant catalog of Boba Fett figures that are out there. Whether it's figures from the old 70s or 80s line or the mid 90s with Power of the Force. There's so many different iterations and representations of a Boba Fett. We have stuff that looks like the way he was portrayed in the movies. You might find action figures that resemble what he looks like in the comic books. There's so many different interpretations of the character. And, especially with the Book of Boba Fett, coming out soon. I'm sure we'll see, a new Black Series figure, with the older Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett. Hopefully we'll get a 3 3/4 figures of him also. And, don't forget, stuff like, Galaxy of Adventure and, Mission Fleet. There's, the possibilities are endless. So let's wrap this video up. This was part 4 of my Boba Fett series. Be on the lookout for part 5. Wrapping this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, be happy, and I will see you at the next and final video of my Boba Fett series. So I'll talk to you later.